James here from the Gator Nation Football Podcast, bringing you a film breakdown of Florida versus Missouri, and a warm welcome for this happy week of Thanksgiving. Hopefully you'll spend some great time with your family and friends watching football, hanging out, and eating lots of good food. I'm thankful for all of you for watching the channel, for subbing to the channel, for supporting my efforts to bring you this type of content all season long. It's been quite the difficult season. Of course, this game will mark the last chapter in the Dan Mullen book as the coach of the Florida Gators. I will chronicle it here for you, just looking again like we did last week at the scoring plays. As always, if you like this content, sub to the channel, follow us on social media, drop us a dono on Patreon where you can support our efforts to bring you this type of content, and check out the podcast each and every Monday where we bring you in-depth analysis on the Florida Gators. I've been getting a lot of questions on my channel here about what do you think about the coaches, who should we hire, what should we do? Definitely check out the podcast for that. We spend a lot of time walking through that. I have some tests that I use to kind of determine what coaches should or should not be hired. So if you're not doing that, definitely take a listen there. All right, let's hop into the very first scoring play of the game. Florida's going to wind up kicking a field goal because they're not going to convert this 3rd and 3. And you can see in the stats here that Missouri is a terrible third down defense. Florida struggled mightily to convert third downs against Missouri, which is not surprising because Emory Jones struggles as a quarterback, something we have known. If you cannot consistently throw the football and teams can load up against the run, you are going to have trouble. Now, in this particular play, Florida was probably going to have a shot at it. First thing we'll notice is DeLance gets absolutely abused here off the edge right away. Florida's offensive line was disastrous in this game. Ever since Ethan White has been out of the lineup, this line has really struggled. DeLance loses there, although it's not going to matter. Emory Jones really just reading the end here, who has definitely come a little bit too far in. But as we've seen, the playbook on Florida being here with South Carolina, especially, and then everyone else that's played Florida, is you're just going to make sure your conflict defender here, in this case your slot or your nickel, is always going to keep his eyes in the backfield. Notice he's not looking at Whittemore, and he's going to be your extra up defender. On top of that, Missouri was frequently bringing their safety downhill, playing a lot of cover zero, unafraid of Emory Jones' passing ability, to make sure that they're going to have two defenders here. There's no blockers here. So even if Emory clears the defensive end, here's your first down line. He's going to have to make a guy miss. He's not going to get that chance because right here, he's going to bungle the exchange. While pulling it out, he loses control of the football. He is able to fall back on top of it, thankfully, and Florida winds up kicking a field goal, taking a 3-0 lead on their first drive. This is the play that sets up the scoring play for Missouri. Missouri is not going to bring pressure here all day to punt. Nothing to worry about, nothing to see. Really just this should be an easy punt, obviously, for Jeremy Crawshaw here, and he's going to just whiff one. Look, this happens sometimes. He misses this. How do you know if you're watching on television? Just take a look at the sideline reaction. A lot of excited coaches there, absolutely jumping up and down. Let's go. This guy's super hyped. This is how you know you're coaching for Missouri. When that moment right there, this is your moment. This is your time. It's a botched punt. Let's go. Guy's skying right there, right? Really excited about it. Get the crowd hyped up. Come on, get into it. Get into it. Let's go is our time. Anyway, botched punt, and they are going to wind up getting a field goal out of this, which I will show you here in a second. 3rd and 14 now for Missouri. Florida going to take a page out of Georgia's book here and use a little simulated pressure, showing a mixed line. Who's coming, who's going, hard to know. You've got Elam matched up here, man-to-man. Florida going to play cover one man. Here's Torrance. Trey Dean off of your screen here. And you're going to have a robber dropping. Here's your robber right here. Diabate is going to rob in the middle. Bernie now manning up out here. And you're going to bring a simulated pressure from Bogle. You're just bringing 4 guys. So you're certainly not bringing more than Missouri can block. And Missouri is going to blow their assignment here. They get this wrong. You're going to watch the exchange right up top of your screen here. Watch the exchange up top of here. Bogle comes free. Late recognition from the right tackle. That's going to allow him to get into the face right here at the quarterback and force this check down throw, which is incomplete. It's a good thing because if he has time, and who knows if he's even looking here with Missouri, they miss a lot of open receivers, of course, if they happen to have them, is right here. Take a look at this part of your screen. You'll see it. Right here, we have Elam absolutely gone. He's gone off your screen. He's going to turn the corner right here. He bites for this hard on the inside, and he gives up this route to the outside. Now, this is something we've seen Florida to do. Elam is too good of a corner for this. You heard me mention that you have a single high safety there in Trey Dean, which means Elam cannot, he absolutely cannot get beat to the outside here. He's lined up telling you this. Notice how he has outside leverage here. This is correct. He cannot overplay this inside move, but he does it. His hips are turned. He's absolutely beat. Now, Bogle is obviously here in the face of the quarterback. That's not going to matter. But assuming Bogle does not get through and he's able to then check this read over here, that could be a touchdown for Missouri. So Florida, the simulated pressure works. It helps out. Yet on film, you'd still rather see the simulated pressure work because you're just bringing 4 and sound defense across the back end. Now, look, sometimes guys are going to get beat, but if you're playing man defense, you know you have to funnel this to the safety. You have outside leverage already. What are you doing jumping to the inside? You cannot get beat over here. We've seen Florida do that a lot. Obviously, we hope next year with coordinator changes, coaching changes, etc., we will see more fundamental things placed on film. Florida dodges a bullet here, and Missouri equalizes with a field goal. 3rd and goal for Florida. Missouri going to bring a simulated pressure again. Take a look at their defensive tackle. I'm going to start this here. He's going to engage. Going to engage right there with the right guard, only to then drop back into this window. Emory Jones is looking here for Gamble, who is going to win on his route here in the middle of the field, which is where the ball should go. You're going to have a little bit of a holding here, potentially a face mask that could have been called on Gamble. They don't get. But the real reason this play does not work, and again, Missouri was very aggressive in this game. You can see they're doubling Whittemore, which is smart. Doubling Whittemore is smart. They're leaving Gamble one-on-one. Florida's going to take their one-on-one matchup. They're still double on Whittemore. You're one-on-one here across the board. There is no safety. There is no safety here. They're playing flat on the goal line. And they're going to bring, again, a simulated pressure. So they're taking away the most likely throws that Emory wants to make, which are going to be these hitch throws, these kind of front-facing throws, and they're going to make him throw something over the top into space, which is, again, very, very smart because that's not what Emory does well. But this play works for Missouri largely because of a B-gap pressure that's going to come right here with a simulated pressure where Braun, who has really, I just think, been struggling at left guard, is going to essentially pass this off. Take a look. He just passes this off. But there's nobody there. There's no one here to pick this up. There is no running back in protection. You've got Malik Davis coming out for a pass here. There's no one to just touch and pass this off. He has to engage this here in his zone blocking scheme. The protection is called out incorrectly. You can see his head up. He looks him. He sees him. He chooses not to engage him. Lets him go right on by. And then here, obviously, is Garage, who's really just struggled in the second half of the season after being excellent. He lets his man go right on by. And we've got problems. But primarily, if this B-gap pressure does not come right through the guard tackle spot right there, Emory Jones probably has a touchdown here. Instead, he's got immediate pressure in his face. Ball's got to get thrown early. He does not deliver a good ball. And this is going to go as an incompletion. I think Gamble is correct here to complain this should have been a call. He definitely got grabbed in the face. You're not going to see it here on the replay, but he got grabbed right in the face. Should have been a call. But most importantly, Florida just can't consistently wind up having these issues here on the front line. And obviously that's what caused this play, but right off your screen right here, you can see that grab. And that's a grab of the face mask, grab of the helmet. Gamble has every reason to complain. That's got to be called. It wasn't called, and Florida winds up settling for a field goal. But again, the problems really occurred here, and they occurred all day long with Florida's offensive line. Here's a 3rd and 6 from Missouri, and now I actually get to show you a really good defensive play from Florida. Several good things happen on this play. It's nice to say that. First things first, Missouri checking to see if Florida's in man. That's what this motion is all about. We've got a motion this way. He's going to come back this way. Elam follows him the entire way. So pre-snap read is there in man, and that's what they want because what they're trying to set up right here is this slant route on Helm. But you're going to see that Elam immediately says switch, switch, switch. He recognizes what they're doing. He knows they want to run an east-west. There's Bazelak taking a look. They want to run this east-west play, and now Elam just stops and he soaks up the slant. Again, so what they're hoping for here is Elam is going to charge hard to clear this space. They're going to have a nice fat window for the slant. He doesn't. He immediately signals to Avery, get over there and cover this coming out of the backfield. There it is. He soaks up the wheel route. He's sitting on the slant route, and this play is now, as he knows, not there. During this point in time, Florida's going to run an actual twist right here. Carter this way. Valentino this way, coming around, which is going to free him up right in the A-gap, put pressure on the quarterback, and get a sack. So Florida takes away the first read with a nice switch. Then you actually run a twist up front, which works nicely, gets home on the A-gap. You get yourself a crucial sack on 3rd and 6, and Elam is appropriately happy. Another really good play from Florida's defense here. Something nice to see on film. Textbook quality defense. Here's Jason Marshall, who's been really getting better and better as the year goes on. Obviously a 5-star recruit. He's going to take this, trying to really run a fake hitch here. And then a vertical release. This is soaked up here. We've got an inside defender waiting for this. We're going to take away the most likely routes teams want to throw, which are going to be these slant windows here on 3rd and goal. And on top of that, what Missouri's really trying to run is you got a little stutter. Then you've got a corner route, and then you have a running back route, right? So you've got a simple one side of the field, 3-point read, all within your cone of vision. Take what you like. And as you can see here on the film, there's really nothing to go on here. We're engaged. This is going to turn into a hitch route. We're engaged there. This is taken away. There's nothing there. So this play is effectively dead. On top of that, Cox is going to win one-on-one. As Cox tends to do, he drives himself out of the play. He gets a lot of pressures, but this is frustrating by Cox. He's got to be smarter than this. Once you get engaged here, slow yourself down so you have a chance to come back here and get the quarterback. But he's just a bull in a china shop. He's going to fly through. At that same point in time, you're going to get Zach Carter winning here late, squeezing through here late right there and getting a big hand on him and pulling him down for a sack. But either way, nice job by the defense. Again, taking away the first play they want, and not just taking away the first read, taking away all 3 reads. All 3 reads leading to a sack on 3rd and goal and a forced field goal, which Missouri would take to go up 9-6 as we head into the half. Right before halftime, Emory Jones gets a lot of fantasy points here. It's a nice way to pad your stats for the day. Is Missouri's going to play goal line defense, and what I mean by goal line defense is all of their players are back on the goal line. If you watched the game, of course, you saw this. Florida does the right thing, take the underneath play, and then eat up a bunch of yards here. And in fact, right about here, I think the Missouri coaches were probably questioning their decision as Copeland has a full head of steam and there's really only one guy left. And he unfortunately just can't quite get past him. But I think at this exact point, there's probably a lot of, uh-oh, what have we done? We put all these defenders back here, but they're also all right next to each other. That doesn't make a lot of sense. So a lot of free yards for Emory, pad the stats. A lot of yards for Copeland, pad the stats. Of course, you'll take those, but not helpful to gaining a score in this case. It looks better on the bottom stat line, but you still have 6 points at halftime against a Missouri defense that was one of the worst in the entire country against the run, and Florida was only able to muster 93 yards against them. All right, there's Stan Mullen. One of the last looks you'll have at him looking at his play sheet with this Gator logo on his chest. We wish him all the best, of course, with wherever he goes. I still think he's a championship-level offensive coordinator and just a mid-level head coach. He'd do better if he wants to be a head coach to exist in the lower-level programs. He could obviously coach Power 5, schools that are sort of like a Mississippi State where they don't have championship aspirations. But clearly, I think at a school like Florida or LSU or Alabama or name all those top ones, not a fit for him. But he still, I think, will be a championship-level OC should he choose to do that. But again, we wish him, obviously, all the best. All right, 1st and 10 for Florida, down 9-6. Now, I mentioned that Missouri played a lot of cover zero. I'm not spending a lot of time going through everything that happened in this game on film, but here's another example of it. They're going to be super aggressive here. They're going to handle this running back motion by actually bringing their nickel down to cover him and moving the free safety over to cover Whittemore, which is exactly what Florida wants here. Nice play design. Again, total cover zero. There's no safety anywhere on your screen. They are just manning up. They have absolutely no belief that Emory Jones and Florida can make them pay, which was correct for almost the entire majority of the game. And a large reason for that was they were able generally to get immediate pressure. Now here they don't get pressure. One of the few times Florida actually has a pocket. And this is going to be one of Emory Jones's better throws, which is why I'm happy to show it to you. Still not going to drive down on his throw. I can't win every battle with Emory, obviously, but this ball placement is really, really good. You can see that his chest is actually facing towards the sideline here. He's not having to turn back around, and that is going to allow him to maintain stride, which is why he's able to get all the way down here to the 5-yard line, right? That's a great job by Emory. That's good ball placement, good accuracy, and on-time throw. That's an easy way to beat. Obviously, cover zero is take your best match, have him win on any simple move, and then deliver a good pass. Again, Florida struggled mightily in this game to beat Missouri's cover zero or cover one. They were aggressively blitzing. They were frequently overloading Florida's line, and they were able to get into the backfield. On this play, they didn't, and Florida made them pay. Emory, of course, again, who I've well chronicled what I think about him. But the film doesn't lie. You give credit where the film tells you to give credit. That's a good throw by Emory there, a nice ball placement, and certainly something to be proud of there with the execution. Second and goal now from the 2-yard line, and a guy here in Pierce who just criminally gets underused here for Florida. Just gets 7 carries in this game. Didn't do a whole lot with him, but here shows nice vision. Take that B gap, take on the awaiting defenders, keep your legs up, drive, show that strength, get 4 yards here into the end zone. That's great work by Pierce. I think he's an excellent running back. Again, how Florida just uses him 5 to 6 to 7 carries a game is beyond me, but it's something that they've done. Florida's personnel usage has been widely chronicled, especially by our podcast, and so hopefully next year I'll come to you with film reviews that make a little bit more sense, especially when it comes to personnel usage, and I would really hope Florida moves significantly away from the heavy rotation of players, which I just do not think is a good model. Tends to be anti-meritocracy, and I think if you do that, your team really suffers for it. 13-9 Florida now in the fourth quarter. Hopper, a guy we're not chronicling a lot, obviously got the start, played almost every snap at middle linebacker, and had a fantastic game. Something we expected based upon film, something we begged for and asked for, and we got it and we saw it, and hats off to Hopper. I want to mention him here because, again, there's not going to be, it wasn't that kind of film review, right? I'm trying to make these shorter so that we can kind of show you what happened in the game and maybe a few interesting things. But he played a really good game. On this particular case, Florida, again, is going to play man defense, and everyone is going to seemingly know they're playing man defense. Elam is so excited about playing man defense that he's actually lined up look at the ball, lined up way across the line here. Look, if you're playing corner, all you have to do is line up and just check out the line judge over there and make sure that you're good. Elam typically does this. Who knows? He's lost in the shuffle. He's playing man. He's ready. That's the flag that's going to come out. But that's not the problem. That's going to be a free 5 yards. But the problem here is that we have a defender here in Bogle who's playing man. When you're playing man, what do? You don't look at the quarterback. If you're playing zone, you can look at the quarterback. If you're playing man, you do not look at the quarterback. And that is exactly where Bogle is looking. At the quarterback. You have to look at your man because, again, you're playing man. Now, what's funny about this is this happens all the time. It's amazing to me how often this happens at the collegiate level. It does happen in the NFL level, but generally it's much more rare. This is just a lack of discipline, lack of coaches getting through to players. I mean, you're in man defense. You know you're in man. Everyone else is in man. And we're staring in the backfield. And now we're dead. I mean, look, he's letting him run by. He doesn't have any help. He knows he has no help, especially up the sideline. You're in cover one. You have help in the middle. You do not have help up the sideline. That's the read they want the entire time. It's the matchup they're looking for. They get everything they want. Easy pass. Again, this is a bad pass, right? Look at the ball placement. It's way back here. Should be up here. Regardless, he's so open. He's going to turn all the way around on this Emery kind of Jones hitch-like route. He's going to outrun Bogle, and there's Hopper coming in to finish the play because Hopper's got a high motor. At least give him a touch here. Let him know, hey, I'm there. Finish the play. But touchdown Missouri on the simplest of out and up routes. Why? Because Florida breaks assignment here. Bogle just goes off script, and you cannot do that. And Florida does it there, and they pay a heavy price. It's 3rd and 1. Florida now trying to answer Missouri, and this is going to be a hero play right here. And why is this a hero play? Because there is only one defender here. And Florida has a 2-on-1. This should be an automatic first down. It is not. Why? Because Emory Jones blows this play. Absolutely a fail by Emory Jones. Look, this happens. Emory tends to be pretty good at running the option. But what you have to do here if you're Emory is you have to engage him. Right? You need to run. Nope, too early. Nope, stop. Nope, stop it. Go this way. Engage him. Step right into him so that he has to engage you. Step in. No, false. And even Pierce there has no space. Although he breaks his tackle, he has no space to go. You just can't do that. You got to know it's 3rd and 1. Your job is to open up and then come downhill right here. Come downhill. Engage the defender. Instead, he let this defender run on a tangent line right to the running back. It's a big no-no when you're running any kind of option play. You just can't do that. Florida had this blocked really, really well. If this is run correctly, it's probably a touchdown. Instead, it winds up going for basically no gain, and Florida has to settle for a field goal. Either way, though, let it be known, that's a great play. That's how you play that. You'll see a ton of defenders in college just sell out here because they want to make a play. He did not do it. That's textbook technique. So good by him, not good by Emory. All right, 3rd and 10, 16-16. Missouri has one of the best kickers in college football, so they're going to treat this like an NFL situation, and rather than try to gain any yards at all, despite the fact that you see this, and this is what amazes me about college football. Look, if I'm coaching college football, let me tell you right now, I don't care what the scenario is. If someone lines up like this, you better believe I'm going instant to a hot route, and I'm going to run a zero right here. I'm going to run a pop route right here, and I'm taking this free yards, 4, 5, 6, whatever I have, possibly a touchdown if I make a move. I am not just going to default to this play. But they're going to do it, which is good for Florida. They're just going to hand it off here. Again, I mean, look at this. Just you have to take this. Not going to take it. And Florida's going to be thankful for this, and they're going to wind up just running the ball right up the gut there. Florida makes the stop. And Missouri winds up missing the field goal. A 46-yarder, which again for college kids is dicey, but for Missouri, they've been hitting those. They've been rather automatic in the field goal world, and they miss. So it winds up remaining a 16-16 score with under 2 minutes left. All right, 1 minute and 4 seconds left. You're Florida. You have no timeouts left, and Missouri has 2 timeouts left. It's again 16-16. Both teams have had a hard time scoring. You have the football, you have control of the game, and you're on the 30. If you gain 40 yards, you get your own shot at a field goal and potentially a chance to walk off and win. What do you elect to do on first down? Yep, just a little handoff, and then you fall. So let's check the numbers here. Missouri has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Florida, again, 5 offensive linemen. 6 and 7. So Florida with a significant numerical advantage in the box here. Here's your conflict defender trying to make it 6 on 6, bailing out over here. In reality, this play call, right? This play call should be good. It should be good because you have a numerical advantage in the blocking game. Unfortunately, what happens here is Kingsley has got to get here. Right? He doesn't quite get there. Why? Because they run a little stunt there. They're stunting into this B gap. They basically read Florida's play is what happens here. Right? The linebacker, excellent job, is going to hold on to the back of his D tackle right here. There it is. And he's going to stunt right into the B gap, which is perfect. That does not allow, even though he's not going to get there, it allows penetration by the tackle, who then is getting held, who then causes Naquan to alter his route, as opposed to being able to go right through this gap and then gain potentially 10 yards. We lose 2 yards. So the worst of all scenarios, is that a bad play call on 1st and 10 with 1 minute and 4 seconds left? No, it's not. Because again, football's a numbers game, and Florida does have the numbers here. For one of the first times in the game all game long, Missouri was going to let them run the football there. And if you gain 8 or 9 yards, you're getting your drive started. So you lose 2 yards. Now, and this is where I disagree with what's going on. Again, you still have a chance to win the football game. Do you want to go for the outright win or play for overtime? You lose 2 yards, and now you're going to let basically 40 seconds run off the clock. Missouri also playing conservative, not calling timeouts because they want to get to overtime, which tells you a lot about what's happening. The team on defense, they cannot give up even one play, which could potentially ruin them. They want the clock to run down, so they're not going to use their timeouts yet. And then you're on offense helping them. You're pretty much doing what they want you to do, which is not to try and score. Because again, they can't get the ball back unless you make mistakes on offense or you don't convert on them. So Florida's happy to oblige them. And on 2nd and 13, we're going to run the old QB run, which again, Missouri's waiting for. Here's your defender. He's playing your nickel. He doesn't care. He doesn't really think Florida's going to pass, right? Eyes in the backfield the entire time. Recognizes it's a run. Slides up. Easy tackle. Again, easy tackle. Florida's gone to the well so many times for these plays. They're just not going to work late in the season. They're not working anymore. Teams know what Florida wants to do. Again, immediately right here, you're 3-on-2 right from the jump. You're 3-on-2. It's 2nd and 13, right? Now, again, you've got your defenders over here. But as this play develops, Florida's run the screen a million times. This defender is just here, right? Just here. So they're going to be 3-on-3 on the edge. Conflict defender here. Again, they're playing safe. They're playing pass safe for them. But because they are able to always have eyes in the backfield here and win up front, which they've done, they wind up getting an easy stop. So 2nd and 13, Florida, looking at the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thinking the same thing we just had. We're still 7 versus 5 here. We're still 7 versus 5. We're 7 versus 6 with a conflict defender. We'll throw trips out here. We're going to win. We're going to gain 6 or 7 yards here. We don't win. And largely, we don't win because here's Braun. Again, no Ethan White. Here's Braun. Simulated pressure. He's going to drop back. Braun engages, recognizes it, turns his head in time. There it is. It's just too late. He spins right into the A-gap. And teams have done an excellent, excellent job of blowing up Florida's A-gap. It's been a major reason why they cannot run the football well anymore. If you get into Florida's A-gap, you ruin most of their running plays. And then there it is again. And again, a simple miss ID here. Here's our center. He's looking here. We're looking here. No one is going to wind up looking here, right? Just don't get a hand on him. Here's our right guard. Trying to come across, doesn't get there in time, steps right through. Play is blown up. So did Florida have the numbers there? Yes, they did. Did they execute correctly? No, they did not. And so again, 2 running plays in situations where you could theoretically justify running, but in all reality, with 22 seconds left, all you're hoping for there is what? 6-7 yards? No, you're really just trying to get to overtime. So I don't like these decisions by Dan Mullen. I overdiagnosed this play to show you that even though Missouri was willing to let Florida run, they're giving them the numbers to run because they will trade time for yards here in this situation. Florida unable to do it. And again, I think a weak sauce play call in that situation with 21 seconds left. So now for sure on 3rd and 14, what's Florida going to do? And again, we just talked about this. 3rd and 14. Take a look at this. Look at this. The other defender's way off. The other free safety's off as far as this guy is. Just put it out here. Why would you not? It's 3rd and 14, right? Nope. Playing for overtime. There's 14 seconds left. Throw the ball out here, see what happens. I mean, they're begging you to do it. Nope. Nothing. Playing for overtime. Unbelievable stuff. Something we've seen from Dan Mullen time and time again. It's sort of he's a mixture of either like aggressive at the half or completely conservative. And I think with a minute left, that was a very sad drive. Despite the fact on first down, there was some rationale to run the ball on first down. I think from there, the clock management and how it went, it was clearly a scenario to get to overtime, and overtime is what Florida gets. First play in overtime, and now Missouri back to normal. 6 defenders in the box, +7, +8, right? So we're back. You can see how different that last series was played. It's why I showed it to you. Now we know we have a shorter field. We're going to be aggressive, but we're going to get a mistake here. We're going to slide in. This is nice here. He's going to go too far, right? We lose our edge control, something we've seen Florida do a lot. You cannot lose your edge control. Nice job by Garage to turn the shoulders here, the defensive end. Look, turn those shoulders, get him out of the play. Now that means that this defensive end is not able to make the tackle on Emery, which is what you see here. And Florida's going to pick up a nice 10-yard gain. Again, you cannot lose edge control. Missouri loses it there. Florida picks up 10 yards. 1st and 10 now. The very next play, Missouri's still going to play cover 1 man here. Look, loading the box. We're going to make you beat us with a pass. Florida is going to attempt that. This ball could go to shorter here for a touchdown. He's going to run really kind of Emery's favorite route. It's a little dig route, but it turns into what looks like a hitch. He's the guy you want to hit. Again, there's no safety. Safety's over here. He's got Copeland on a kind of a pylon comeback route up there, right there. That's what Emery wants. But this ball is going to come out high, and it's going to come out late. So when should Emery throw this football? The ideal time to throw this ball is right now. The ball should be coming out. It's going to take enough time for this ball to get to the pylon that you need to throw it before he's done with this break. Ball should be in the air, so as Copeland's head is coming around here, the ball's already there. You can see Emery throws it right now, and look where Copeland is. He's already well out of his break. By the time he's able to get to this ball, look where he goes, all the way to the 1-yard line. Right? So if this ball's put out at the right time, put the ball out earlier, by the time Copeland right now is turning, he should be now getting ready to catch this football right here. If that's the case, probably a touchdown. Instead, it's an overthrow and a push out of bounds on 1st down and 10. 2nd and 10, and Florida runs a classic Dan Mullen play back to the Urban Meyer era, the old shovel pass. Urban Meyer loved this play. In fact, the signal for it, I kid you not, was shoveling. And they kept that signal the entire time Urban Meyer's career was here. So by the end, every team knew that if you saw guys shoveling on the sideline with a shovel pass, there's your fun fact for the day. Here it is now. I don't know if they kept the shovel signal the same or not. I have not paid attention to it. But they do run this nicely with Gamble. Coming from the H-back slot, sliding in. They're going to pull this off. They're pulling the defense out here, looking like a speed option. This is a wrinkle off the speed option. They block it up well, and Gamble's able to push all the way down here for another Florida 1st down. So a nice play on 2nd and 10, a down Florida had been struggling with here in overtime to set them up for their next play. All right, 3rd and 1. Looked like it was a first down upon further review. Not a first down. So 3rd and 1, crucial down for Florida. And who do you want to go to with the game on the line on 3rd and 1? You want to go to your best quarterback. No, not Anthony Richardson, who is banished to the sideline. You go to Trent Whittemore, who's got a fantastic QB rating, the highest QB rating on the team. And this is a nice play design. We're going to fake the handoff. And then we're going to toss this. We're going to hand it off. And then we're going to toss this here. Nice motion toss from Pierce. Get pressure here from the end. He's going to follow Pierce. Now Whittemore's got it. Now Whittemore has to outrun. This is a nice play, right? If you're Florida, you're kind of counting on him to have sucked up more. Emory now releases. Whittemore gets the ball in his hand and delivers a confident ball. Look, that's why Whittemore is nice. I know he played some quarterback, obviously, here in Gainesville in high school. But this is a confident throw. Motion, catches the pitch, grabs it, rolls out, clears space, and he makes a confident throw here. Look, he slings this ball. There is nothing about this throw that's loopy or soft or afraid. Drives it right there on Emory, gives him a safe ball to his chest, and Emory scores. So this play works in large part because of the handoff first, which is a nice design. Hand it off first, get it out of Emory's hands. When you see this, everyone's thinking it's got to be a run. He knows he's supposed to stay home here on the back for this reverse. That's his job. And he gets sucked up too far. And that's what makes the difference in the play, right? So there you go. In football, it's a beautiful game because if one guy messes up, you're in trouble. His job is to hold the edge. He's the edge defender, and he doesn't do it. He gets sucked in too far over here, trying to help out for a play he cannot make anyway. If he had simply held his edge here, he would have seen this develop, and he'd be on top of Emory. This play would not have worked. He does not do it. Easy touchdown pass. Florida goes in. They go up. They kick the extra point, taking the lead in overtime. All right, 1st and 10, and now it's time for some bad Florida defense. Unfortunately, Diabate, we're going to single you out here because we've seen this before, not just from Diabate, but from others. But you're a linebacker, and at no point in time ever is this what you do. Just take a look. What's going to happen? Just watch this. I'm just going to crash into the lineman here, right? I'm going to crash into the lineman here. I'm taking him out. I'm just going to remove him from the play. Him and I are going out here. And I'm gone. I am gone. I've now voided my gap. There comes Hopper. We'll show you what Hopper does in a second. Here comes Hopper trying to make a tackle. Can't do it. There's Carter trying to make a tackle. Can't do it. And on 1st down, you pick up another 1st down. Now look, if you're Diabate, you're a linebacker. You're coming in run stopping here. You can't be engaging like this, right? Now, some of you might be saying, wait a minute, what if they're spilling this, right? Which is true. If we're going to spill this, then what you're going to do is you're going to have the defensive end and the linebacker exchange roles. So the linebacker basically becomes the defensive end, holds the edge. Linebacker then rotates out here. The defensive end then rotates out here and plays linebacker, right? So you could spill this. This is a long way. That's a long way to spill a play. Long way to spill a play, especially on 1st and 10. Regardless, you can see that Zach Carter's trying to come out here some. He's trying to get out or something. He's trying to turn around. Now his back is turned. He's in a bad place, right? He's in a bad place. So either way, if Florida's choosing to spill this, which I think is very unlikely, it's a fail. And more importantly, even if they are spilling it and you're Diabate, don't give yourself up. Look at this. He just gets himself pancaked in the backfield. You can't do that. Meanwhile, here comes Hopper. Hopper's doing what you want to be doing. Head up, looking for where's the running back. Locate, get in my gap, hold my gap. This is my gap. Now come through and try to make a tackle, which he's right there for. He almost saves this. Meanwhile, this is Diabate, right? Horizontal, laid out, flat dead. There's Carter, who, if we did spill it, gets turned all the way around, does not do a good job of that. And again, that's possible. Like I said, I can't know for sure a lot of these play calls. I give you what I see. So that could be a spill. Either way, if you're spilling it, it's the same thing. You're really not just supposed to go juggernaut mode and take out a guy. You want to engage the block, yes, but also you want to keep your head up and make a tackle if you can. Did not happen there. Easy 1st down. And it sets up another 1st down here for Missouri where they will score on the next play. 1st and 10, Missouri obviously just gouged you with a run. They're not passing the ball very well. They're probably going to run it again, so now seems like a great time to bring some run support with a vaunted Grantham corner blitz. Now, theoretically, a corner blitz is actually good against the run. In fact, I'm okay with that. The problem is you cannot have two players, as we see Florida do all the time, holding hands right next to each other. That is not good gap control, right? We've got a problem. Houston, we have a problem, and that is that we have two guys outside of the gap, leaving a wide open B gap. And here's a double team topper. As much as I like Hopper, he's not going to break a double team. There's a double team topper. Let's take him out. That's Missouri showing respect, obviously, to the fact that they want Hopper out of the play, which he's out of the play. And now we're going to walk in the end zone. Again, how do you avoid this? Pretty simple. If you want to run a corner blitz, he becomes your new edge defender. He's your edge, right? He is your edge defender. This Cox now has to make sure that he is holding this B gap. See, get B gap, he cannot allow himself to also slide this way. He's got to turn this way. He has to turn his shoulders to the inside. And imagine this play now if Cox stays inside, instead of what he does, which is he's going to shed the block to the outside because he wants to make a hero play, but he takes himself out of the play. We have seen Cox do this way too many times. He seems to be all pressure and no mental defensive lineman football playing. He's just consistently like a bull in a china shop, flying up the field, does not recognize run, always plays pass, overplaying his gap or someone else's gap, and it's hurting Florida. It's hurt him all year long. Although he does make good plays, you just can't do that. Again, you know a corner blitz is coming. You have got to help on the inside. He does not do it. That leaves two players right here, both of which are now out of the play, and that's going to wind up being a walk-in touchdown, setting up a decision for Missouri. All right, what do you do if you're Missouri? You're in the midst of a season, again, that doesn't really matter, but Dan Mullen beat you last year. He wore his Darth Vader costume on Halloween. You want some revenge. You're fired up. You know that Florida is historically weak this year, and you want your shot at them. You watched Florida with a minute left basically shut it down and not try to score to beat you, and you want to send a message. The message you send is, hey, we just scored in 2 plays, and we're at home. Most coaches would play for another overtime because it took you more than that, and you had a 3rd and 1. But I don't really care. I want to send a message that my football team is far more aggressive and doesn't play with fear, so we're going to go for it. And here is what they come up with, a really nice play design. We're going to have a tight end here sneak across the line like he's blocking and then put himself over here. And the rest of this play is going to play out accordingly. So Elam, we saw this happen on the previous play with Missouri's defender when Florida ran the double pass. The same thing is going to happen here, is you have to have an edge defender on this side. Edge defender on the side. We have Marshall locked up in man. We're double teaming right here with safety and Marshall. And Elam is your free defender. He is your free defender. Essentially, he is now your free safety because you're doubling this. He's your free defender. He's free to choose who he wants to go after. And as we've seen a lot here with college football players, they want to just flow to the play side. Again, Elam cannot, what's he doing? He can't make a single play over here. There's nothing he can do. He needs to stay home because they could be running a route to his side, but he moves with the quarterback. He overshifts, and now here comes the play right beneath him. There, right there. Whoops. And right now he knows it, right? Right now Elam knows the game is over. All he's hoping is hopefully Bogle can get here and hit him beforehand, because otherwise I have messed this up and I'm going to go down. And right there, Bazelak, I mean, that's not good technique, but you know what? Just get the ball off here, right? You got an open guy. Get it off. There it is, falling down. Little lollipop in there. And there's Elam. Oh, no. You can see with the body language. Oh, no. What have I done? Right? What have I done? I'm beat. Touchdown. Now you get a lot of guys looking around, but the only guy to look at here is Elam. And that's unfortunate. Look, I think Elam is one of the best cover corners in college football. Discombobulated defense, a lot of guys out of position, a lot of things going on. You start playing hero ball, you start taking matters into your own hands, and it hurts you. It hurts you as a football player. You need to keep doing your job, keep putting good things on film, because the next coach is going to watch the film just like we've watched the film, and you're going to see who's doing their job, who's doing what they should be doing, and who is out of position, who's playing hero ball. Who do I have to sit down and say, look, I need you to do just your job. You're not helping anyone if you try to make a hero play. Football doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Just do your job. And unfortunately for Florida, too many times of not doing their job catches up with them. The defense, although played well at times, ultimately in this overtime with a lead, could not get a stop. 3 quick plays, and the game is over. And of course, not because Missouri made a great play or because they individually did something great one-on-one. Florida simply did not execute their defenses correctly. Guys in the wrong gaps, guys in the wrong positions, guys not doing their job, and that's going to let you down. All right, that's it for this film review of the Florida versus Missouri game. That's it for the Dan Mullen era. It is now put to bed. Of course, I am happy with that. Those of you that follow the podcast know that. I think it is time and was time for Florida to move on. So we will continue to follow that story each and every week. Have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving, and I will see you next week with a breakdown of Florida versus Florida State.